Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, The Town Watch. My name is Josh Town. Thank you so much for stopping by today. Got a full review video of this About Vintage 1926 200 meter dive watch right here. And you can see that second hand ticking away more than 1 time per second. But this watch is not an automatic. It's actually using a Mecha Quartz movement, so it gives it the looks, kind of an automatic watch, but it actually runs on a battery. So definitely unique, and this watch comes in at a good price, which we'll share here in a moment. But let's jump right into the specs and features as we say hello to me looking at you on the dial there. Maybe they could do better on some AR coding, I'm not sure. But again, the movement is the Seiko VH31 Mecha Quartz. There is a sapphire crystal here, which is boxed slightly and has a little bit of a dome to it. Case material is a stainless steel with this black coating that you see here. Case diameter is 40.1 millimeters. Case thickness came in to be 11.8 millimeters. Lug to lug distance 47.5. Lug width of 20 millimeters. Band material that I have it on right now is one of their silicone straps, but they also have some different options there as well. 200 meters water resistance on this piece. The weight came in to be 77 grams on this silicone strap, and the MSRP price is $280 US. So those are the quick specs and features. I do also want to mention that they sent this watch over with this nice watch roll. I'm going to set the watch down and just show you this real quick. Nice leather watch roll with 3 spaces here. These things, you know, snap in place and you can take them out, and very nice. So they have all these different watches on their website that you can buy with a watch roll and get kind of a nice kit. So I wanted to make mention of that as we get into this video today. First impressions of this piece, I think it's a nice looking vintage inspired diver, and of course it has the look again of an automatic piece, so you might be able to fool some people if you really wanted to. I think it has good dimensions and would be wearable for a lot of people with those dimensions, and good specs for a pretty good price. So let's talk about this watch a little bit. The case is fairly simple. It has a coating of some kind, I'm not quite sure. It's kind of glossy on the sides, kind of matte, kind of brushed look on the tops of the lugs. And the case back is just regular polished stainless steel. As you can see there, the case back is screwed down and signed and engraved slightly with some information, as you can see there. But definitely a solid looking case, and you know, not much to say about it. The crown here also is in that black coating, and it kind of has a glossy finish. It's signed as well, as you can see. The crown is 6.5 millimeters and it is screwed down. The bezel on this watch has a nice insert in it. I could not find any information on what material it is. I don't think it is ceramic, but it might be maybe like a painted aluminum. Someone can correct me down in the comments below on that. Definitely has a good texture to get a hold of the bezel, so it has a good grip, and we'll get some of the action right here. Very easy to turn. A little bit of back play in that bezel. Not the most satisfying sound or clicking feel, but definitely does the job and seems like everything lines up. I do like those kind of copper toned numerals and markings on the bezel. I think that looks great and goes well with the overall color of this watch. The dial is kind of a matte finished matte black dial. And there are these applied indices, as you can see, except for the 12 and 6. You might not have noticed it, but those ones are sunken in below the dial, so there is somewhat of a sandwich look in regards to those two indices, so that is kind of unique, whereas all the others are applied. And there is like a faux tina on the hands and the indices, which kind of plays along with that vintage look of this watch. The handset is feels a little bit off to me, honestly, if I'm going to say the truth here, especially this minute hand. You can see how wide the hour hand is, and then the minute hand is thinner than the hour hand. I would have liked to seen both of those be the same thickness, so I would have liked to seen the minute hand thicker like the hour hand is. But having said that, I think all the hands reach out to a pretty good distance on the dial. You get their About Vintage logo right there below the 12, and you get some of the writing here as well. I think I probably would have left off some of the text, especially the part by Skov Anderson. Is that his name? I cannot see it there. I would have left the creator and the name off the dial for sure, and probably reduced the amount of text that is here if I would change some things. But let me shut the lights off, we'll charge it up, we'll get a Lume shot, and we'll go from there. All right, here is a shot of the Lume. You do get a pip on the bezel as well. The Lume on the hands is glowing brighter than the indices, and I'm a little disappointed in the glow of the indices, but when you're using like a faux tina look, that's kind of to be expected, unfortunately. The silicone strap here is pretty nice. Of course, as silicone straps do, they collect dust, as you can see. That is one of the downsides of silicone, but very soft and supple, nice diamond texture here on the top, and vented texture here on the bottom with quick release spring bars, a couple keepers, and a signed generic buckle, as you can see. They also sent a NATO strap, but I'm not the biggest fan of NATOs, so very thankful that they sent it on this silicone, because that's how I like to wear it. So what are my final thoughts about this About Vintage 1926 Mecha Quartz dive watch? I think it's a good looking piece. I think it's a nice design. You do get that automatic feel with that Mecha Quartz movement, so that is kind of cool and unique. And most of all, I think I like the reasonable price of this watch at that $280 price point. I don't think that is too high for what you're getting. I think they price it very reasonably, and most of their watches on their website are that way, so I encourage you to check them out if you're not familiar with this brand. Again, my gripe was the handset kind of being different thicknesses with the minute and hour hand going on there. I would have liked to seen the minute hand thicker like the hour hand is. But what do you think about this piece? Do share your thoughts down in the comments below. Whatever you'd like to say, share it down there. Any questions you might have, I'll try and answer them, and just tell me what you think of this piece right here. If you like this video, please hit that like button. We really appreciate it. It really helps out. And thank you so much for tuning into the Town Watch today. We'll see you next time.